What's up, everybody? It's Noah, and I'm back with some more Heroes of the Storm. Last time we didn't do too well playing the Butcher, just was out of position a lot, so wasn't getting a whole lot of cooperation from the friendly team. It was just kind of a disaster. So we're going to stick with a melee character, but in this case we're going to go with a character where we can push a little bit harder to steer the team in the right direction. And in that case, it's going to be everyone's favorite cow rock god, E.T.C. Now, the great thing about E.T.C is if you build him properly, not only do you have a really effective tank, but you've got a great off support who can do a lot of healing based on a certain talent build specializing in guitar solo, which is really what we're going to try today. So hopefully do a little bit better than last time and see if we can kind of drag our team kicking and screaming to victory with a character that's going to pull double duty through the whole game. Hope you guys enjoy it. See you after the jump. Alright guys, we are zoning in once again on Battlefield of Eternity. For level 1, this is going to be crucial to the build, really the cornerstone. We're going to take Prog Rock, which is actually going to use regen globes to increase the amount healed by guitar solo. Now, we're not really going to see the benefit of this initially, but we are going to see it at level 13 when we pick up groupies, because the benefit of Prog Rock is also going to apply to them in the mass healing. We'll take a quick look at the team comps. Myself is E.T.C, Raynor, Vala, the Butcher, and Arthas versus Asmodan, Nova, Thrall, Muradin, and E.T.C. So it's double tanks on each side and an E.T.C on each side. But me being a little bit more experienced probably than the guy I'm playing against, he might not be aware of the sheer healing benefit provided by... Ooh, just going to save our Vala here. Provided by groupies. So with that being the case, I can possibly turn this from a 0 support game into a 1 support game on our side. So early on, I'm going to be playing pretty safely. I'm just going to roll around. It's really hard to take down E.T.C at an early level. I've got a pretty solid health pool, so I'm just going to soak up a bunch of mana, take my sippy cup, and allow these guys to do what they're doing. I'm going to ping danger just so Raynor knows that Nova is right over there. We'll see if I can just kind of... Whoop! I'm taking a lot of damage. Oh, I just overextended dramatically there. I was expecting the rest of my team to put a little bit more pressure on those guys, but alas, it was not to be. So, it's all good. I'm going to pop back up and head right back to top lane. Looks like Vala's also taking a hit. We're taking a lot of damage from this enemy Nova right now. He's just taking pot shots kind of at random. Ooh, Raynor, get behind that gate. Good guy. So... basically the end result of that just means we gotta play a little bit more safely. We gotta play a little bit more conservatively than I like to, but hey, it happens. So, Nova's probably still sitting up here, but without follow-up CC from her guys, it's very unlikely that she's going to be able to score a kill on either me or Raynor. I'm just picking up that globe real quick before the Immortals start in just a few seconds, and then I'm going to head down. Let's take a look at the spawns. It's looking like top spawn is going to be the enemy Immortal, so me and Vala are just going to start whacking at it to try and get a little bit ahead of the curve, because it doesn't look like the enemy team positioned themselves to be able to start burning it. Okay, now the burn has started, but it looks like we're just going to go on the offensive right here, which I think is good. We managed to put a few thousand damage on the enemy Immortal before the enemy team even got into place, which means that we will easily be able to burn it down faster, even with just the 3 of us. Okay, Immortals are switching positions. Let's take a look. We got Raynor top lane dealing with Thrall, who's also staying in lane top. Not a big deal, and we got an easy side Immortal, which means in this case we're just going to go immediately to burning it down. We got Nova poking it at Arthas up there, but I'm going to say that's not really a big issue. I'm going to power slide, just kind of zone her out, scare her away, but otherwise I'm going to focus exclusively on burning this Immortal down, which means we're going to get an Immortal to start with over half shields, which is pretty good in anyone's book. I'm basically topped off in terms of health and mana, so for a level 4, well, we got a couple options here, but I'm going to suggest really the double neck guitar is going to be the best. Just allows you to get a little bit more utility out of those power slides whenever you can. And while the friendly team stacks bottom, which is a pretty advanced technique, going for the cross stack on the opposite lane the Immortal is pushing. Unfortunately, I didn't see Raynor there, wasn't able to get in there and save him. I'm just going to try and sit up here and soak top lane, while the rest of the team is, well, ostensibly pushing bot lane. Enemy minion wave is nowhere to be found. Not a whole lot I can do here, but hey, I'm just going to kind of occupy the lane. No point to going bot. really, that's already saturated, so I'm just going to provide a little bit of vision and keep doing what I'm doing. So we've got a lot of the enemy team hanging out around here. Arthas throws a frosty whatever you call it onto the enemy Nova, but unfortunately it's not enough to get anything done. But it looks like me and Arthas are going to try and pop Nova here, but I see her. Oh, apparently I don't manage to get her with the face melter. Kind of surprises me. Not sure where she snuck off to. Anyway, we're just going to keep it going. I see that globe there, but it's definitely too dangerous to try and advance there. Butcher going in on Thrall, but unfortunately that was a bad idea, and me trying to save him was an even worse one. Not sure why I did that, and I'm going to eat kind of a pointless death. That is definitely my bad right there. Not sure why he targeted the Thrall there, especially with all the stacked CC that was around him at the time. But I definitely made an error trying to save him from his bad decision. As a tank, you really have to pick and choose your engagements. Decide who you can save and who is worth it to save at any given time. And, you know, part of that is just knowing when to let certain things go. We're a little bit behind in terms of experience, but we did get that first Immortal, which puts us at a slight structural lead, which is all good. I'm going to pick up another globe. As I said, I'm basically waiting for level 13 to kick in. I'm going to be taking Guitar Hero just to kind of increase my own personal healing from Guitar Solo. The idea is to build this guy super tanky so that by the time 13 rolls around, I'm going to just be dumping healing off onto my friendly team. Vala's taken a hit at bottom lane. Looks like she got taken out by Miss Nova. Not too big a deal. It looks like we're just going to rush down and go on the offensive, but I don't know if I really agree with that decision because they already initiated on our Immortal. But all things considered, we can just do damage here and wait for the swap and figure out what kind of fight we want to have there. Not sure what Raynor is doing at the moment. That is a fake Nova, who I'm not real concerned about. Can we take this Nova out? Unfortunately not, but... Ooh, well, there's Arthas there. He might be able to pin her down. Nope. And unfortunately, we have a hard side Immortal, but that means that we have a good opportunity to defend here. Couldn't save Arthas. He just got pinned between too many enemy characters. Vala is going to be able to get out, though. So, let's see. I'm going to see if we can get some damage down on Thrall here. And yes, he's actually going to be killed by the friendly Immortal stun. We managed to take out the Nova. My next target, well, unfortunately, Muradin got away, so I'm not going to be able to do much there. I'm going to stun the cow again. The reason I didn't immediately follow up with that face melter was specifically because I knew that from my stun from the power slide, it pushed him into the circle to be stunned by the Immortal, and I didn't want to overstack and possibly push him out of that circle with the face melter. Muradin coming in to poke, but he's not going to be able to do anything. We're not going to get a super strong Immortal this time, but we won the engagement, and we have basically caught up in experience with the enemy team. I am going to go top on the opposite side of the Immortal to continue soaking this lane. It looks like our minions have managed to push the entire top wall down, which is all good. So I'm just going to contribute little by little to pushing back this lane and allowing our minions to soak some tower shots. Raynor's going to take a death bot. Nova is pushing me off this top lane, but I want to get in here and grab my globe. Especially pre-10, you really want people soaking every lane. You don't want to all-in on any sort of engagement first. We're about to pop 10, and I'm going to take Mosh Pit just because I really think it's the only viable option. I could be interrupted by Muradin or E.T.C, but I'm not too concerned about it, because even if I only pull off half those Mosh Pits for their full time, it's still going to have a lot of effect. So... as I said, our Immortal's about to fall bot lane, so I'm just sticking up here. Butcher is returning home, and I have Jimmy Raynor with me, so I'm going to ping for him to come with me and try and get the siege up here, and he is taking my advice. It's looks like it was a 2-for-2 trade at bot lane, which is all good, so we're just going to use this time to grab some siege minions up here, maybe push down and get the easy side bruiser camp. Either way, we've got a lot of options available to us. It looks like Nova is the only person actually defending this lane. I was really just coming in to pick up the globe there, but Jimmy is going to roll in with the support of those siege minions and start working on this fort, which isn't too bad an idea. Raynor is kind of underrated. The enemy E.T.C took stage dive, apparently. I'm going to come in here and rescue him with my mosh pit. I might take the death there, but I'm just kind of trying to get whatever I can done. And it looks like I managed to escape with my life, which kind of surprises me. It was pretty hairy there, but it's probably not the best implementation of mosh pit, but hey, it saved us from a death. It saved us from falling behind in experience again, so it's probably a good idea, but it looks like... No, after that save, Raynor decided to stay there in a cage anyway, so it was completely pointless. Oh boy, I'm not sure what he was thinking, but he was thinking something alright. We do manage to trade for an Asmodan bot lane, which kind of evens things out. It looks like we have absolutely taken the bot fort, which is all good. I have the enemy Muradin poking at me here a little bit. Doesn't really bother me. I can just power slide out whenever I want to. Not quite as happy with my globe process as I wanted to be. I mean, that's kind of the problem with picking up globe talents on Battlefield of Eternity, is that there's only 2 lanes and you're just out of lane a whole lot of the time. It's looking like we're actually starting with an easy side defense immortal, but it looks like all the teams are just engaged in some massive free-for-all in the bot lane. So, that being said, I'm just going to start working on this one. I'm going to ping Jimmy for some help. See if he will assist me in burning this immortal. Jimmy, of course, being an auto attacker, is a great person to help starting it. And I'm just whacking at him with my axe. I'm not doing a whole lot of damage, but hey, I'm doing something. I didn't see a point to engaging that engagement at the bottom, simply because, I mean, everyone was already there, and by the time I really got started, ooh, but I do have a great opportunity to just melt down this Asmodan, who just positions terribly right there. Butcher and I are just going to stop that. It looks like, okay, enemy E.T.C's coming in, but here we are. I do manage to stun out the enemy E.T.C, but our Butcher gets taken out, which is a little bit unfortunate. We will be able to kill the E.T.C with that, though. We have switched to an opposite side, so we should be able to easily burn this guy down. Asmodan and E.T.C down on the enemy team, Butcher the only one down on ours, so we are going to handily burn this down and take probably over half health immortal right here, which is all good. Unfortunately, I don't manage to kick in my guitar solo in time to save Vala, but I'm not even sure if it would with the amount of damage that that snipe was going to put off. Yep, it looks like the enemy team is attempting to burn, but they're just doing it too slowly, resulting in yet another immortal in our favor. We're now a full level ahead of the enemy team. We had kind of a rough start, but we're doing a lot better now. I'm going to ping for Arthas to retreat because I do not believe that this is a good engagement. Arthas, what you doing, buddy? I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know why we're attempting to, oh, we got another Asmodan that doesn't know exactly how Blackpool works. It's a little bit unfortunate. And it's looking like that Muradin's just going to get away. Well, that's fine, because we're about to roll in here and chase after the immortal. Ooh, we've got Butcher going hard in, but I don't know if that's really a good idea. I've got to take Imposing Presence up here just for the hell of it, and I'm going to start pushing the enemy E.T.C backwards. Okay, activating my groupies to try and put out as much healing as I possibly can, and try to avoid some damage. Okay, going to put another stun out on the enemy E.T.C, but he is going to be able to power slide out and survive. That is a fake Nova that I am auto-attacking right there. No clue what's going on with the rest of the team. Everyone's kind of scattered around. Jimmy's coming up from bot for some reason. But we might be able to get a peg on that Muradin. Unfortunately, we don't. And people just aren't coming in hard enough. Raynor coming in from the bottom, I get his idea, but man, we really could have used him in that engagement. All I needed was a little bit more damage put down to be able to kind of get work done. We are going to take out the Muradin at the cost of our own Arthas, so right now it's looking like a 2-for-3 trade because we just managed to take out the Nova. Will Jamie Raynor's Hyperion be able to kill the E.T.C? That is unfortunately not the case, but we do have 3 down on our team versus 4 down on the enemy team. A successful engagement where we took the top keep. We've got a little bit of time before the enemy team's back up. Obviously, with only 2 members of ours up, we can't go for core. But what they can do is start picking up some mercenary camps, maybe the Bruiser camp. I'm actually just going to make a beeline right there in case those guys try to take my advice. But I'm going to recommend they get out of there because they just do not want to screw with us right now. So it looks like the enemy E.T.C took, yeah, he took more of a conventional Power Slide Face Melter build. Unfortunately, being a warrior, I don't get the opportunity to actually see how much healing I'm putting out, but hopefully it's a substantial amount. It typically is, if I'm on a map that allows me a lot of soaking, kind of like Dragonshire, for instance. Usually I can be putting down something like 500 health a tick. Really crazy, kind of like an untalented solo healer. Oh, Vala, you want to help me out with these bruisers here? There we go. Okay. Being E.T.C, I can survive, but I can't really burn things down myself. All I offer is CC and, you know, maybe milk on a good day. Okay, we've got the enemy Nova trying to pop in right here. Let me see if I can power slide her out. Yes, I can, and I managed to get her and the E.T.C with a mosh pit. Unfortunately, the rest of the team just isn't really in position to capitalize off it. But now we've got a surround going down. We got the... we got the Syndragosa coming out from friendly Arthas. And it looks like... Oh, Butcher's just going to go for the throat and initiate on this Asmodan. I'm going to try and get behind him and kind of body block him into place. And yes, we do manage to take him out. That's a 2-for-2 trade. We're losing Arthas and Vala in the process. And it looks like now we're just going to commit to burning this Immortal down. Raynor's still just kind of laning. Not sure what his plan is. They are burning our Immortal down faster, but we're just going to have to wait for the swap because we can't defend with just the two of us. Because that would be a 2v3. So we're swapping. Let's see if we get easy side, hard side. And it looks like we do, in fact, get... well, I can't even see it. Well, no, we don't get an easy side or hard side Immortal. We just get an Immortal down at the bot. Raynor is just... well, he's doing what he's doing, I guess. I mean... Let's see, do I manage to take out... Yes, we managed to get Nova killed using the Immortal stun. I'm coming up here while my buddy tries to burn down the bot Immortal. I'm just using this as an opportunity to kind of push the enemy away. Raynor does die bot lane, where he was just kind of hanging out doing his thing for a while, but the Butcher's doing a good job burning this Immortal, which means we get, I think, our 4th consecutive Immortal of the game. And we're about to hit level 20. Level 20, I'm going to take Storm Shield. I really like Storm Shield as a talent. I think it's kind of underrated. So, we've got Syndragosa going out on the enemy Muradin. We're going to be able to take him out. Syndragosa is also going to disable this keep right now, so we have the opportunity to take that out. And I just realized I am extremely low on mana, but we're in a situation where we really want to push in and get the most that we can out of this. We have just opened the gate for our friendly Immortal to go in and start immediately working on the core, and I would say this is probably a solid time to go for a dive. We are going to easily take out that Thrall, who gets woefully out of position right there. And I am going to hit a mosh pit right on the steps right here. Oh, but I can't get it off. It gets interrupted. Oh, and I take a death. Doesn't really matter, though. I managed to distract them long enough that the friendly team plus the Immortal are going to be able to easily burn down the core, resulting in a win. Kind of a sloppy game on my part, I'll be the first to admit. I always forget how hard it is to tank at lower levels in Heroes of the Storm simply because the teams aren't as coordinated and don't really have a consistent idea of what they're trying to accomplish at any given time. But all things considered, well, I mean, it was a fine match experience. It wasn't incredible, but I'll give it a 4. I have leveled up to 5, which means I've gained another hero rotation slot, which is always welcome. At level 6, I will start getting quests, but for now, let's take a look at the stats. I died 4 times, which I'm pretty unhappy with. I do think that I did my job for the most part as a tank. I got some good saves in, but I think I suffered some needless deaths early on when I wasn't really respecting that enemy Nova in the top lane. As far as damage soaking, I was right up there with Arthas. Obviously, Muradin beat us both out because of his avatar form. In terms of damage, Vala was really cleaning up. No clue what our Raynor was really doing the whole time, apart from soaking the lane and sieging a whole lot. But the biggest problem on the enemy team, as you can see based on damage and just based off, you know, what was going on, was really the enemy Nova, who was doing a very good job harassing us, kind of forcing us out of position and just putting us in a position where we had to respect her and the threat that she posed with her burst, even if it has been reduced a little bit in recent patches. But all things considered, a little bit sloppy on my part. As you can see, we actually had the lower number of kills by the end of the game, but we still managed to pull it off in a pretty solid time frame of just over 17 minutes. So I'm going to say a win's a win, and I'll take it when I can get it. So that was your Heroes of the Storm gameplay footage for today. My name is Noah. If you like this content and want to see more, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the channel, or subscribe to my affiliated channel, Negligent Adventures, where I do lots of co-op Let's Plays, blind Let's Plays, and all kinds of crazy stuff with my friend Aaron. So, until next time, kids, hope you enjoyed this content, and I will see you in the Nexus. Have a good one.